Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Allison Fergit. Well, we have a threat for some powerful storms overnight and tomorrow, so let's send it over to Greg right away. Greg, what do we have in store for us?
Well, definitely tonight it's going to be along and north, probably along an I-94 going from Minneapolis to basically Eau Claire area with a line of storms that's coming through. That's the main threat tonight. Tomorrow it's more south. Right now it's quiet conditions too, and that's really going to be the story for it. But as I mentioned, the alert day conditions are for tomorrow, but it's two parts to it, and depending on where you're located, it'll depend on what day it is actually. In most areas will probably see it tomorrow afternoon. But for tonight, we do have a complex that's across western Minnesota right now that's producing a lot of tornado warnings, a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. It's starting to become just one complex of a thunderstorm. And when it does that, it's going to start driving eastward fairly quickly too. And the damaging wind threat is the main thing we're looking at. And as you see, the direction would put that right along I-94 and then surging southeastward. So you'll see that line come ahead of it. That's an outflow that'll come through potentially around 1, maybe 2 at the latest for Eau Claire. We'll see if it holds together. The other thing is going to probably come all the way down to close to La Crosse, but the problem is it'll probably weaken as it gets here, so maybe showers and a brief gusty wind later in the night. We still got some activity just west of there that actually might come through, so we'll time that out a little better. But overall, it's going to be kind of a busy time frame going into tomorrow morning and then in the afternoon hours. Along with being warm and muggy, we still have more activity going. But if you want nice, refreshing air, we got that in store for Monday. You just got to wait a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Greg. The Chippewa Valley had quite the sight in the skies today. It's the first day of the Chippewa Valley Air Show. Attendees went to the regional airports to be wowed by the performances. There's a stacked lineup this year, including a skydiving show and the Blue Angels jet team, which is a big draw for the crowd.
I'm hoping for the Blue Angels. I've never seen the Blue Angels before. I only seen them do the flyover at Oshkosh last year. I'm like, holy cow, that was amazing. I've always wanted to see them.
If you missed today's air show, don't worry. There's another performance scheduled for tomorrow, but it's weather permitting. That show is set to start at noon and wrap up around 4:15. It's Big River Rally Weekend in the Coulee region, an annual event that draws thousands of bikers to the area. And this year, some special guests are adding to the fun. The world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales appeared at La Crosse's Oktoberfest grounds today. And around 2 this afternoon, they made their way around the downtown area for a parade.
It's only been a handful of times that they've actually been in our area, but obviously it's been welcomed with open arms, a lot of excitement, so really looking forward to the parade.
The horses weigh an average of 2,000 pounds. A single Clydesdale hitch horse will consume as much as 20 to 25 quarts of feed, 40 to 50 pounds of hay, and 30 gallons of water per day. A Northside La Crosse statue is getting a new look. Coon Valley artist Sarah Peterson is repainting the eagle sculpture at Eagle Watch Park. The eagle was a dark metallic color, but the new paint will transform it to look more realistic. Peterson says she's grateful for the opportunity and that so far the reception has been great.
I've had people honking as they go by. I've had people pull over and come talk to me and thank me for making it look more like an actual bald eagle, because some people didn't know if it was exactly what it was. People have been very appreciative just in the last yesterday and today for having it updated. So that makes me feel good.
The North La Crosse Business Association came up with the idea for it to be repainted. The project is being paid for thanks to private funding, so no taxpayer dollars are being used on this commission. A Winona family hosted a fundraiser today to support the search for their missing son. 22-year-old Austin Kinn was last heard from on September 17th while climbing Eagle Peak in Yellowstone National Park. His father, Brian, is preparing to return to the park with a search crew later this summer. Today's fundraiser is to help cover the cost of the search.
I want to do everything I can, and that way when I finally say I can't do anymore, that I did everything I could. Instead of sitting and going, well, hope for the best, somebody to find them. So I'm dad, and dad goes finds their kids.
There is a GoFundMe set up to support the search efforts. We have that linked on our website, news8000.com. Today, a private funeral for Minnesota State lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, Mark. The couple, along with the family's dog, were gunned down at their home 2 weeks ago in what police are investigating as a politically motivated attack. CBS's Caroline Cummings has the story.
Mourners believers stood as the caskets for Melissa and Mark Hortman were brought to the church altar.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the lives of Melissa and Mark Hortman.
Former President Joe Biden and former Vice President Kamala Harris were in attendance. Governor Tim Walz honored Melissa Hortman for her 2 decades of public service.
Melissa Hortman will be remembered as the most consequential speaker in Minnesota history.
A solemn procession followed, with Walz presenting the Hortman children the flags that flew over the state capitol the day their parents were killed.
She used her power to give a voice to people who didn't feel like they had a voice, and I hope that's how she's remembered.
Thousands turned out at the Minnesota Capitol on Friday, where the couple was lying in state. Next to them, their beloved dog, Gilbert. The golden retriever was severely wounded in the attack and had to be euthanized.
I'm sad and I'm angry, and I wanted to come and stand quietly for a moment and appreciate them.
The Hortmans were gunned down at their home 2 weeks ago. The suspect, Vance Belter, accused of impersonating a police officer and wearing a mask. Prosecutors say he also shot and seriously wounded Minnesota State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. A manhunt for his arrest lasted 2 days. Police say Belter had a hit list of 45 elected officials, all Democrats. He made a second federal court appearance yesterday, telling the judge he hasn't slept in 14 days. His lawyer complaining lights are on around the clock and his client doesn't have a pillow.
Caroline Cummings, WCCO News.
Still to come, debate continues over President Trump's proposed budget bill. Republicans trying to rally support for the legislation as Democrats warn of Medicaid and SNAP cuts.
Don't miss the July 4th preview weekend at Home Furniture. Now through Monday, get up to $500 in instant rebates. This queen bedroom suite or this power reclining sofa, your choice for $17.99. Hurry, the 4th of July preview weekend ends Monday at Home Furniture.
It's time to find great summer values at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We have everything you need to get out and celebrate the season at unbeatable Farm and Fleet prices. Like Blaine's logoed camp chairs, $9.99. Men's work and sport shorts, $17.99 for rewards members. 1 pound bags of Blaine's brand pecan halves or pieces, only $6.99. Plus, we offer Blaine's best price promise, guaranteeing you'll always find the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Or get 0% APR plus $2,600 total value on this Sierra 1500 model.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Celebrate in style during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Save up to $500 on porch and patio with instant rebates. This Vista Wheaton 5-piece set is now just $11.99. Buy more, save more during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
The president's requested deadline for Congress to pass his so-called big, beautiful budget bill is less than a week away. GOP senators met behind closed doors this afternoon as they raced to pass the sweeping package. There is no vote scheduled yet, as it remains unclear if the Republican-controlled Senate has the simple majority needed to move forward on it. Among those concerned by the bill, Republican Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky.
The deficit this year is going to be about $2.2 trillion. My prediction is, with all this new spending and with some new tax cuts, that the deficit's going to be bigger next year.
The legislation extends tax cuts from President Trump's first term and increases spending for defense and border security. Democrats warn that the bill would make significant cuts to Medicaid and food stamp programs, while the president insists his bill will deliver relief to hardworking Americans. The soonest the Senate is expected to vote on the president's big, beautiful bill is Sunday. And a proposed tax included in that budget bill, which spooked Wall Street and global business leaders, is now being dropped. The Treasury Department and Congress are killing a so-called revenge tax that would raise taxes on foreign investment. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced a deal with G7 partners to exclude U.S. companies from some global taxes. That in exchange for the U.S. dropping the Section 899 tax code from the budget package. The tax code would have raised taxes on the income earned from U.S. assets assets held by individuals or businesses in other countries with taxes the U.S. perceived as unfair for American businesses. A new study suggests that some artificial intelligence models are more harmful to the planet than others. The massive data centers used for AI are powered by coal or natural gas plants. For the study, German researchers tested 14 large language model AI systems by asking both free response and multiple choice questions. They found complex questions produced up to 6 times more carbon dioxide emissions than questions with concise answers. The study authors say if you want to reduce your carbon footprint, you should be more straightforward and specific when communicating with AI models. Still ahead, while we've seen some hot weather this summer, and while it can impact our physical health, it can also affect our mental well-being.
And once we get through the storms on Sunday, the good news is we have seasonable, less humid conditions for the good chunk of next week, going almost into the 4th of July. I'll break down what it looks like and if we're going to have precipitation for your 4th of July. That all coming up on the First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Summertime is here, and the Ford lineup is ready to take the stage. Lights, summer, action. Save big with great offers on your favorite Ford SUVs. Then seize the season. From America's all-time best-selling SUV, Explorer, to the built wild family of Broncos, your local Northland Ford dealers are rolling out the red carpet with exclusive deals across our full lineup of SUVs. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Don't wait. Last chance to get employee pricing plus $3,900 for 72 plus $4,000 mega bonus cash on Bronco. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
When Arby's says Euros, you say 2 for $7. Euros. 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 Louder. Arby's. We have the meat.
Congressman Derek Van Orden just voted for Trump's working family tax cuts that mean higher wages and a 15% tax cut for working families. No tax on tips and no tax on overtime. Thank Derek Van Orden for supporting Trump's working family tax cuts.
The heat is on.
And so is Carl's Salute to Savings Sale.
Save up to 45% on major appliances.
Get up to $1,000 back with Carl's exclusive rebates. Get this 28 cubic foot refrigerator for only $14.99. See the all-new washer, dryer, combi models.
All TVs are on sale.
Shop our Serta iComfort Eco mattresses.
And our great selection of name brand grills.
Carl's Salute to Savings Sale.
Carl's is a servicing dealer since 1956.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Extreme heat isn't only dangerous to physical health. It can significantly impact mental health as well, especially for those with a mental illness and people experiencing homelessness. CNN's Mandy Gaither explains the mental risks associated with high heat and how to protect those at highest risk.
If the soaring temperatures have you feeling a little irritable, you're not alone.
Mental health in extreme heat is a real issue.
Clinical psychologist James McCowan with Massachusetts General Hospital says high heat exposure may cause those with underlying conditions like depression or anxiety to have heightened symptoms that can include increases in suicidal thinking, violent behavior, and substance use.
We know people with mental health issues have high rates of emergency room admissions in the context of heat waves.
McCowan says having a heat plan can help First, before going out, check not only daily temperatures, but also the heat index so you know just how hot it's expected to be and to feel. Next, know your risks. Certain medications like antidepressants and antipsychotics may affect the body's ability to cool itself.
So talking to your prescriber or your primary care doctor is really key here, just to know if you're an at-risk person.
And stay hydrated, which includes drinking water, but also being aware of your caffeine intake. Finally, have a plan to get cool during the day if you need to. For those who are unhoused, that could include a cooling center or a public space with air conditioning.
There are even heat first aid kits you can get online. They have electrolytes, they have cooling things you can have stored in your home if you're in a place that experience extreme heat.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And if you're struggling with mental health or having harmful thoughts, you can call, text, or chat the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, right here in the Coulee region, we saw some pretty hot temperatures today, but overnight and into tomorrow, we have more to worry about with potentially strong storms on the way. Let's check in with Greg for our forecast.
Yeah, we definitely had some warmer temperatures. Some heat index valleys got up to about 95. I think tomorrow we'll see something similar, maybe 95 to 99. Nothing like we saw last week, but definitely warm and humid. And I think humid's more the thing we're going to deal with. But we do have storms coming in. One round tonight that's already coming through Minneapolis. They're getting close to them. That's going to be a complex that's going to surge eastward very quickly, dive southeastward. So that has damaging winds. It will weaken as it goes further east and south. So longer you get away from like I-94 those areas, you're unlikely to see that activity. And then with the cold front coming through is redevelopment some point tomorrow afternoon towards evening potentially, and that looks to be just south of Eau Claire here too. It just depends on how things plan out overnight. But damaging winds also once again are the main threat with both cases. Here's this complex right now, and really it starts off as individual thunderstorms. They come together and then they start really basically forming one big complex. And when they start doing this, which we typically do see this time of year, they begin to push really quick eastward and southeastward, and damaging winds is the main threat with this. As I put this in motion, you'll see somewhat of a line extending across further out. This is outflow basically coming away from this complex. Those can have gusty winds, even damaging winds, but when they start going further away from this complex, it tends to weaken it a little bit too. So eventually Eau Claire, probably about 1, maybe 2, is going to see this line come through. You see it does weaken. As I go back for it, you can see the line extends all the way further south, almost to I-90, but that's just the outflows. So some areas towards maybe 90 to Black River Falls, maybe all the way down to Volksfield too, could see a little bit of gusty winds late tonight when this comes through. Probably not going to be a severe type weather, but you'll notice that too. Otherwise, we go in the morning, there's still a little bit instability. There's a little bit of old complex right there sitting that may develop a little bit more shower thunderstorm activity early in the morning. We're talking about 8 to about 10. This unlikely would be severe, but you can note that little line develops there quickly. But then as the time goes on towards the late morning, it'll probably start falling apart a little bit. But that activity will have to monitor. Then towards the afternoon is when things get a little bit more interesting with what develops. We could have lines of showers and thunderstorms developing initially and then pushing further southeast. Now this doesn't show much in the way of activity as you go further to the southwest, but that could change once again with all what evolves overnight into tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for further updates, but that potential is there for Sunday afternoon. And here's where it is, pretty much swapped right across the area. Further southeast in Eau Claire, I don't think they'll have as much because they'll have action overnight. Then as we go in for the temperatures tomorrow, this could be 90s potentially, so ahead of all this activity, we could see values in the 95, potentially all the way near 100 for just a brief time. So one last day of really warm and humid conditions, and then things will change behind this front because look at these temperatures going into Monday. We'll have basically, this is right where average or a degree or two below average with a northwest wind, some clouds in the morning, maybe even a shower in the morning too, but overall it's going to be much less humid and pleasant, and Tuesday is going to be basically fantastic. Plenty of sunshine, low 80s, low humidity, really a nice Tuesday, and Wednesday for the most part not much change either. Things get a little bit more interesting when we go towards Friday. Saturday, we have another system approaching towards the 4th of July holiday weekend. We'll have a warm front coming through at one point, and a cold front probably Friday night through Saturday. That looks the best opportunity to see showers and thunderstorms. It's not a whole day type of rain for Friday or Saturday, something like we've had this weekend, but we'll have to keep in tune because there is a severe potential once again with this. But as we get closer, we'll kind of time that out a little better for you. But in the meantime, the storms tonight, we have storms tomorrow, both could be severe, and then very refreshing Monday through Wednesday temperatures. And then we start kind of warming up and getting a little bit more humid towards the 4th of July weekend, and that's when the storm chance starts coming in with that next system. So I know everyone wants a dry 4th of July holiday weekend. Everyone wants that. We'll keep in tune and see, but I think we're going to see something. It's not going to be like an all-day type rain any of those days. No.
Yeah, at least we have that. All right, thank you, Greg. And coming up in sports, a familiar face is staying in Minnesota. Plus, the Brewers look for their 4th win in a row as they take on the Rockies. Kate has the highlights after the break.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm with current conditions and updated video forecasts from the local team that warns you first. The News 8 Now First Warn Weather app, giving you more than what you'd expect. Get it now. No, seriously, like, right now.
Is your relationship suffering from nagging bed aches? The all-new Sealy Posturepedic. Can you feel the support? That's the Precision Fit coils. They flex to your body, supporting you where you need it most. Stop stressing, start sleeping with Slumberland's 365-night sleep guarantee.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save. Get $4,250 cash allowance on this Silverado. Plus, $2,250 in trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP.
What makes a trip to the water park capital of the world an experience all your own? You can do it your way with your family. Pick your rides, your slides. You're about to have the time of your life. Water parks? We're on your wavelength. Boat tours? Your ship has come in. Dining? Eat your heart out and then get your just desserts. Hop in a go-kart. Your chariot awaits. Find a wave pool and have your day in the sun. Wisconsin Dells. Do it your way. Plan your trip today at wisdells.com.
Big days, big energy, one unforgettable weekend. Ashley for the Arts returns August 7th through the 9th in Arcadia, featuring Brad Paisley, ZZ Top, Darius Rucker, Third Eye Blind, and more. From live music and family fun to fireworks and interactive art, all for $55. It's not just a festival, it's an experience. Get your tickets now at ashleyforthearts.com.
Is snoring keeping you awake at night? Try the Temper Ergo Smart Base. It provides a holistic sleep experience and has snore response technology.
It works.
What?
You're gonna buy me this smart base.
Slumberland. Stop stressing, start sleeping.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
The Brewers have been lighting it up in the month of June, 21-9 in their last 30 games and 7-1 in their last 8. They've been doing it on both sides of the ball, and today was no different. Let's go to American Family Field. Quinn Priester on the mound for Milwaukee, and he was lights out. 7 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts, and gave up just 1 run. Complete dominance for the 24-year-old. Pitching staff has really stepped up as of late. And for the offense, it didn't take long for them to get going. First inning, bases loaded, and Bryce Terang goes up the middle. Defense can't make the play. Milwaukee jumps in front. Next batter, still loaded for Rhys Hoskins, and he gives this baseball a good drive out to deep center. Could it be a grand slam? No, it's caught at the track. Yelich tags up from third. Brewers go up 2. 4th inning, man on first for Joey Ortiz, and how about this guy? His 3rd home run this week. This one a 2-run shot as Milwaukee takes a 4-0 lead, and that was more than enough. Milwaukee gets the shutout, 5-0 the final. That brings their record to 47-36 on the season. But no ground was gained in the division as the Chicago Cubs got a huge win down in Houston, 12-3 the final over the Astros. So despite the winning stretch for the Brewers they've been on, they still trail Chicago by 2 games for the division lead. All right, Minnesota was up against Detroit Tigers. Twins trailing in the 3rd, but with a man on for Byron Buxton. He steps in and gives this baseball a drive. His 19th home run of the season puts Minnesota up 2. Later, the Tiger bats would come to life. Gleyber Torres with 2 outs. He's going to send this one high and deep to center. That clears the wall for a 2-run shot. Detroit goes up 3. Then in the 5th inning, Riley Green up the bat, and Green barrels this pitch up. That leaves the park in a hurry for the solo shot to extend the Tigers' lead, and they weren't done. Zach McKinstry in the 6th. And how about another one? 4 home runs on the day for Detroit as they get the win 10-5. The Wisconsin Baseball Coaches Association All-Star Series happening this weekend in Oshkosh. And we've got 5 area kids and a retired coach representing the area, Jacob Thornton of Aquinas, who's pictured here with his grandpa and former La Crosse Central coach Frank Thornton. And the other kids from the area include Aaron Plazet of Holman, Devin Nedlin of Westby, Tavian Schromick of Blair Taylor, and Sammy Clary of Ithaca. Northwoods League action. Loggers on the road up against the Wilmar Stingers. La Crosse was up big in this one, but it went into a weather delay in the 7th inning and is postponed. The Steam had a doubleheader today as well over in Mankato. La Crosse would fall short in both games, 4-5 and 0-3. We had the NBA draft earlier this week, but last night was the NHL draft. We had a Wisconsin Badger taken in the first round. Logan Hensler was selected 23rd overall to the Ottawa Senators as he becomes the 19th Badger selected in the first round. He was a part of the gold medal winning roster that represented Team USA at the 2025 World Junior Championships, and he was the 5th youngest player in college hockey. In the NBA, the Timberwolves fan favorite Naz Reid has signed a new 5-year, $125 million contract to stay in Minnesota. Reid declined a $15 million player option for next season, which meant he could have tested the market in free agency, but chose to stay with Minnesota despite a lot of interest from teams for possibly even a starting role. Reid was the 6th man of the year 2 seasons ago and averaged a career-high 14.2 points and 6 rebounds this past season. He's been a crucial part of Minnesota's back-to-back Western Conference Finals run. Now he'll be in Minnesota for a foreseeable future. And I know a lot of Timberwolves fans are going to be happy about that one.
Oh, definitely. He's their Bobby Portis for sure. So he just really always, whenever he goes in, he gets the fans and the crowd all riled out there, you know, ready to support him.
Another note about him, he was undrafted. So coming into the league undrafted, and now he's got a 5-year, $125 million contract. That's actually really cool to see. And
he's so fun to watch, too. I mean, I'm a Bucks fan for life, but it's really fun to cheer for the Wolves. It's nice because we're in different conferences, so we're really not competing with each other too much. But
love to see it. All right, we'll have more news after the break.
Farmers and rural homeowners, is it a pain to make time for Saturday trips to your town dump? Big Hook has a low-cost, convenient solution. Starting at less than $2 per day, will leave you a small dumpster and dump it monthly. Call Mike today.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present the Community Calendar. For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
It's time to find great summer values at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We have everything you need to get out and celebrate the season at unbeatable Farm and Fleet prices. Like men's work and sport pocket tees, $10.99. Select Beyond Breeze high velocity fans, $34.99. New at Blaine's, Royal Oak supersized charcoal briquettes, buy one, get one half price. Plus, we offer Blaine's best price promise, guaranteeing you'll always find the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, be an original.
It's weird to admit, but it's true. I'm selling Chevys. 2024 Malibus to be exact, starting at $17,890, $299 down, and $299 per month. It's Malibu madness. And they feature great options including heated seats, remote start, Apple CarPlay, and up to 36 miles per gallon. All have low miles with remaining factory warranty. But the bad part is these are getting harder to get. So if you're in the market for an affordable ride, come see us today at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61, Winona.
Taste a sweet strawberry, a Jolivet strawberry. Stop by Jolivet Family Farms Market today for some fresh Jolivet's homegrown strawberries. Available 7 days a week in the market. Check for availability. Jolivet's also features a large selection of fresh vegetables and homegrown produce. There is no sweeter strawberry in the world than a Jolivet strawberry. Only at Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Farmers and rural homeowners, is it a pain to make time for Saturday trips to your town dump? Big Hook has a low-cost, convenient solution. Starting at less than $2 per day, will leave you a small dumpster and dump it monthly. Call Mike today.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
A remarkable story out of Phoenix. Officers there saving a baby who had been left alone for days in an apartment after the infant's mother had died.
Let's see if I can get in. I don't know.
This is body cam footage of Phoenix police back on May 14th, saving a baby whose mother, they believe, died several days prior in the apartment.
The baby's here. The officers looked through an open window and they immediately saw an adult woman who was motionless.
Right by her, the baby, still wrapped in a blanket.
Hi. Come here. Come here. That the mother had passed away while the child was still on the bed, still wrapped up, curled up in the same place that mother had left him.
Neighbors at the apartment complex near Central and Illinois tell us a couple of them were worried when she wasn't seen for days.
It wasn't learned until well after the fact from doctors and staff at the hospital that if the police officers didn't immediately provide aid, didn't immediately go into that apartment, that the child may not have survived much longer by themselves. The baby's probably been there by itself for at least a week.
Sergeant Brian Bauer praises the actions of everyone who stepped up.
Because of the smart actions, the immediate actions by the officers, as well as the neighbor, immediately seeing something unusual and calling in for help.
Well, definitely a remarkable story there. Greg will have another check on our forecast when we return.
A big part of my job is building relationships with people, and being the team you can trust means being here for you.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
We're fired up for the 4th at Fleet Farm with deals that'll help you celebrate in style. Save $200 on a Traeger Woodridge pellet grill. On sale now for $699.99. Stay hydrated with 8 packs of Gatorade, 2 for $15. And get 1-gallon 4-packs of Liquid Pool Shock for just $14.99. Get ready for Independence Day with these specials and more at your local Fleet Farm. And check out all the items in our weekly ad, backed by our best price guarantee at fleetfarm.com.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we can't wait to see you again at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy.
We want every meal
to be filled with big bite moments.
Lick the spoon moments.
And even get your hands off my cheese curds moments.
They're just too good to share. From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We're all about bringing people together
over delicious food. From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
The heat is on.
And so is Carl's Salute to Savings Sale.
Save up to 45% on major appliances.
Get up to $1,000 back with Carl's exclusive rebates. Get this 28 cubic foot refrigerator for only $14.99. See the all-new washer, dryer, combi models.
All TVs are on sale.
Shop our Serta iComfort Eco mattresses.
And our great selection of name brand grills.
Carl's Salute to Savings Sale.
Carl's is a servicing dealer since 1956.
It's summertime, and the Ford lineup is ready to step into the spotlight. Lights, summer, action. Get great deals on your favorite Ford trucks. Then, take advantage of the season. From the built Ford Tough F-150 to the 2024 North American Truck of the Year Super Duty, your local Northland Ford dealers are rolling out the red carpet with exclusive deals on America's best-selling trucks. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Don't wait. Last chance to get employee pricing, plus more than $11,000 in total savings on a new 2025 F-150. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
We're a team you can trust, and we're local. We see our members out in the public all the time. Want to be able to look them in the eye and know that we did right by them.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
All right, tonight, if you're west of Eau Claire, keep an eye or at least up in that direction. That thunderstorm complex coming across fairly quickly, so we have the severe weather there. And then tomorrow afternoon, it's the rest of the area. We got a time to watch out. Not everyone will see the thunderstorms, but there's that surge coming with that outflow that actually could bring some winds all the way down to I-90 potentially later tonight if it survives. There's more activity behind that for maybe the morning hour. That probably won't be the severe stuff. Later on, we got it, but you want refreshing temperatures? We got them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Bring it on.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.